2013 was a strange time. Selfie was the word of the year, Breaking Bad had just finished on TV, and GTA 5 had just come out. But over in Germany, BMW were doing something very different. They just built and launched the BMW i3, their first ever electric city car. And this was one of the original UK press demonstrator cars, meaning it was over 45 grand when new. And I've just bought it.
Launched in 2013, the i3 wasn't a converted hatchback. It was designed solely as an EV from day one. BMW split it into two modules, the carbon fibre passenger cell and an aluminium drive module, then built it in Leipzig, Germany, with carbon fibre sourced from their plant in the US and renewable energy powering the assembly line. Early cars offered a compact battery with the option of a small range extender, like this one, but the real headline was how it drove in this city. Instant torque, tight turn and circle, and intuitive one-pedal regen. The press loved the engineering and the sustainable lounge-like cabin. Criticism focused on the price and the real-world range, but a year later, the i3 collected major silverware, the World Green Car and World Car Design, cementing its status as the bold, premium outlier among small EVs.
Now, it may seem boring to be talking about an electric car that's 12 years old, but this i3 is certainly something special, especially given that it was the original press car. The colour, solar orange, is absolutely stunning, and it has nearly every option ticked, meaning the total price was over 45 grand, and it definitely had a very checkered life in its early days.
It's using about 2 miles of range per 1 mile lap, roughly, so gives you an idea of how much range we're using up.
Which was across the border in Holland.
So I found the fast charger, it's got the DC connection on it. Yes! No! The car doesn't work!
Few production cars look as good as they do when they're first launched, but the BMW i3 was definitely an exception to that. The huge doors mean passengers, adults or children can easily get in the front or back. Many people don't even know these are four-seaters. Then there's the shell. The whole body is built from carbon fibre as a safety structure, with an aluminium chassis inside holding the battery and all the internal components. It really was a great car for in and about the city. Then there's the stunning interior. This wool and leather combination make up the lodge interior, with our eucalyptus trim, large touchscreen panel, and even a twin sunroof. The exterior was just as stunning, especially in this solar orange paint. This model sports the 20-inch rims, which really set it off. And for a small city car, it's remarkably spacious. The front has room for your charger cable or anything else. And the boot would have space with the seats folded down for 2 suitcases, or at least a camp chair, which is where we need to sit to talk about price. Now, I personally think that this particular i3 is absolutely stunning. The colour, the rims, the interior is actually a lovely spec. When I was looking for one, I saw this around 2 AM and thought it was hideous. But upon seeing it in the flesh and finding out its history as a press car, I couldn't say no. But the price when this was new was over £40,000. And I'll talk you through some of those options. The car itself, 33 grand. Then we've got the paint, £530. Then we've got the cold weather prep, the heated seats, £530. The media package, £1,000. The park assist package, £800. The winter package, £260. Home charging, £315. And it goes on and on. These rims were £1,000. DC charging, which is standard on all EVs now, was £600. Bringing the total up to over £44,000. Now, thankfully, I bought it at a fraction of that cost, but it really goes to show how far EV design has come in the past 12 years, that this was more than a new Tesla now. Now, if you had stumped up 40 grand for one of these, you'd be a bit disappointed to know that the range was only 40 to 60 miles on a good day. However, this i3 had a secret, the Rex, or range extender. BMW put a small 50cc generator in the boot of this, which powers the battery when you run out of charge. Now, in exchange, you have a 9-litre fuel tank in the front, which gives you around 80 extra miles, but it doesn't drive the vehicle, it just maintains the charge. Think of it as when you buy a cheap cable from a petrol station to charge your phone, and it doesn't really do anything, it just maintains your charge. That's pretty much how this works. It will get you home, and if you wanted, you could drive it on petrol all day long. The battery level will only slightly deplete over that time. All of the materials in this vehicle were sustainably sourced or recycled, and the vehicle can be recycled at the end of its life. Now, if the 40 grand was hard to stomach for the range, the interior certainly made up for it. This Lodge package, the leather and wool blend and eucalyptus dash is absolutely stunning, and I've loved it ever since these came out. But the wide array of features you got on this press model definitely make it worth it. Now obviously I'm filming inside, but on a lovely summer's day it's so bright in here, made amazing by the twin sunroof. Now it's just a single sunroof, but because of the carbon fibre body sitting up here for rigidity, the driver and passenger have their own view and their own blinds. Then there's the actual centre console, which for 2013 was pretty ahead of its time. The famous BMW iDrive is fitted as standard and is so easy to use. Then there's your display straight in front of you, displaying the range and driving style. But one of my favourite features is this glove box. You wouldn't even know it was there. Coupled with the fact that every single one of these buttons can be programmed. So this, for example, kicks in the generator for me when I want to switch to petrol power, but you can program it to any feature within iDrive. Now most of those features you'd expect as standard in most modern cars, but this is where it really gets interesting. As part of the drive assist package, we have these 3 buttons, meaning this BMW will drive itself in motorway traffic up to 40 miles an hour. As long as your hand is loosely gripping the steering wheel, sensors will steer for you and the vehicle will follow the lines of the motorway, thanks to a clever little camera up here. Now this is a fantastic feature in and around London or cities or any motorway. Being in the UK, most motorways are traffic jams, and this will drive itself. And if driving itself isn't enough, it will also park itself, because this has the very rare park assist package. A camera front and back will scan for spaces when parallel parking, and by holding the indicator and holding that button, the vehicle will park itself in a space it knows it can fit in. This has also got the very rare package of the Harman Kardon sound system, and it is absolutely amazing, especially considering it's fairly silent when driving. There's even enough room in the back, quite comfortably in fact, that really adds to the value of a BMW i3. When you want to get out, just push the seat forward. Now, one of my favourite features about i3 ownership isn't actually the vehicle itself. It is the app. So when you put the VIN number in, it brings your actual vehicle up, so the spec. So as you can see, the 20-inch rims and the orange paintwork. And this app is great. I can lock or unlock the vehicle from anywhere in the world. I can turn the headlights on or the aircon. I can set preconditioning, so aircon, heating to come on at a certain time at a certain level. Now, around this time, there were BMWs where you could do this, but not with the app. I used to have a few BMW 3 Series, around 2006-7 models, and you could set it when you got out of the vehicle to come on at a certain time. I had a Range Rover before that, 2002, where you could do the same, but not from your phone. Now, I know most cars today have this sort of connectivity or apps and add-on bits, but for 2013, from something like this is quite remarkable. And there's actually features I love. They're mega useful. You can see how long the vehicle's got left to charge. So if you go to a services or anywhere else and plug it in, you can see, rather than sitting in your vehicle or running back to have a look through the windscreen, you can just see on your phone. It's a really, really good app, and BMW really thought it through.
Now, this is the newest car I own by a long shot, and as such, I've definitely looked into the running costs, never having owned an EV before, and I was quite surprised. The vehicle, £5,200 as it is. Insurance, around £400 a year. Our fuel tank at the front will take 9 litres, so about £11 or £12. That gives us 80 miles. To charge it at home, £1.50 overnight to give us 60 miles, meaning we can do around 120 miles for £12 or £13. So it is great in that regard. However, on the numbers side of things, Ferrari in their 80-year history sold 250,000 cars. BMW manufactured the same amount of i3s in just under 10 years, and I don't think they knew how popular it was going to be. The reason being, on my key here, you'll see that button in the middle is an i3 outline. But on later models, you got an i8 because BMW ran out of that key.
So this is quite a rare piece of history to go with the press side of stuff. Now, I love it. I'm very glad I've finally bought one. I've enjoyed driving it. It drives itself, it parks itself. You've got every feature you really need, and it's a great place to be. So what do I think of my first EV ownership experience? Well, I've had BMWs before, 3 Series and high performance bits and bobs, but never really had something like this. It really is in its own league and category. And BMW used this as the playbook for the later I range of all their electric models. The design though, especially the interior on this, is timeless, and any BMW owner will tell you that. So the BMW i3 then, and this particular press demonstrator, I love it. I've had it a month, it is fantastic. You have nearly every option ticked. It will drive itself, it will park itself. You have that stunning sunroof, aircon, heated seats, the upgraded sound system, and once you get used to it, you just drive with 1 foot. You never really have to brake thanks to the regen. So, considering most of the stuff I have are huge V8s or big diesel guzzlers, this really is something different and something worth keeping. Weapons mount installation kit, and it is awesome.